time reach to go collect mineral resource for east, una go collect. If una want do campaign, make them vote for una candidate, una go east, go do campaign. But once important things reach for Nigeria, una go say una no go put Igbo person because they greedy. Wetin Igbo person do una? Nigeria, some Nigerians, wetin Igbo man, wetin Igbo people do una? If they no fit participate for the things where they go on for Nigeria, then no na leave them where they go now. More leave them where they go since they no fit be president. Because me, I no fit dey under somewhere. My mates go they do something. It go reach my turn to do. My mate they go tell me say I no go fit do. Why I can't dey under them? Why I can't dey there? I know they go my house. Leave them. Let them go. Let them go. They are the Igbo people leaders. Now they worst pass Igbo leaders. God forbid.
An Igbo man will never become the president of this country. Yes, an Igbo man will never become the president of this country. When I see comments like this on my thread, I begin to wonder, what is the state of mind that evolved this kind of comments? You see, when I see people lost in the labyrinth of this conjecture, I now begin to realize the type of wickedness, the type of hatred, the type of disunity that some politicians, perhaps in the past, may have sown in Nigeria. So, if you don't want an Igbo man to become president, and yet you that says you don't want an Igbo man to be the president of Nigeria, you are the same person that cries, one Nigeria, the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct, Nigeria is an indivisible entity, blah, 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 all these rhetorics that suggest that one part of the country will rule, the other ones you follow. These are the same people that will cry wolf when an Igbo man says, break the country and let us go. What exactly is going on here? Why are these set of people so intoxicated with the idea that the leadership of this country must belong to a certain portion of this country, while the rest of us play the act of sit down and look? Let me tell you what is going on here. Now, trust me, I am not saying this to market the Igbos. There are bad leaders in Igbo language, there are bad leaders in Yoruba, there are bad leaders in Fulani. There are bad leaders everywhere. So what I'm asking this set of people is that if we get a leader that can actually transform Nigeria from its chaos, are we going to reject him just because he bears an Igbo origin? You see, a lot of you are not ready yet for this country to transform itself. They say Nigeria is a giant of Africa. But clearly, from what I've seen, Nigeria is the Peking of Africa. There is nothing about Nigeria right now that anyone can be proud of. I had thought that, okay, let me see. There's a guy that made a comment in my thread that said that my hatred for Tinubu. I don't hate Tinubu. I dislike Tinubu. There's a sharp difference between hatred and dislike. And why do I dislike Tinubu? I dislike him because of what he represents. He represents criminality, deceit, and shortcut to getting what you want. A man who says you have to grab something, snatch something, and run away with it. That's a criminal mentality. So if that kind of person with that type of mentality is a role model to you, it's not a role model to me. I like a president that I could quote his words and stamp it on marbles. I like to write the word of my leader on the sand of time so that my children can say, okay, my father quoted these words from a leader. And they want to walk by it. They want to abide by those words. Imagine telling my children, look, Obaro, look, see, the only way to get things in this life is to grab it, snatch it, and run away with it. What type of legacy is that? That's a criminal legacy. The purpose of this video is to say something. Yes, Nigeria is a multilingual entity, about 375 ethnic nationalities, which somehow the colonial masters forcefully brought together. Now, if we must make this country work, we must establish a sense of equity, justice. We must take away and get rid of this undue ethnic bias. Now, I said in my previous video that anywhere in Africa where one tribe assumed itself as more populous do have the tendency to dominate those they perceive as less populous, and they refer to them as minorities. So if we have a country where disqualification of a leader is based on the ethnicity we identify himself with, it still means we are still living in the Stone Age. We are not ready to, to embrace the ideals of a 21st century civilization. Those of you who, whenever you hear the name of Peter Obi, you get sudden stroke of heart attack, you are the problem of this country. You are the problem of this country. If you are following this page, please know it without any equivocation that I am a diehard Peter Obi supporter, an unrepentant one for that matter. Now, if you bring somebody else that is better, fine. Even if it's a Yoruba man, if you bring a Yoruba man that is better than Peter Obi right now, I will switch my support. It's not about tribe. Those who base their preferences on tribe are still living in the dark ages of primitivity. You have to be better than that. You have to, if you bring the worst Urubu man today to compete with Peter Obi, I will campaign against that Urubu man. But if I assess that the Urubu man is better than Peter Obi, I will campaign for the Urubu man. This is 2025, for crying out loud. I still find it difficult to think that people are still moved or defined by their ethnic thoughts. My brother, when I reform my hand, So you really think that Tinubu 8 years, Tinubu 4+4? I still tell you, whether Tinubu rule 8 years or 12 years or become life president, I still tell you, now your people go still go internet go they shout a beam power. We will not beg.
Nigeria has an Igbo problem. So it's a multi-generational issue. It's like when a father is dying and they're not Igbo, they will tell their son, please, I have a problem with Igbo people, continue from there. Because that's the only way I can explain that. And I understand they came from the Civil War. And so, because I was surprised that Tinubu would even take Nnamdi Kanu's case, more than 2 days after he came into office. I expected that just as he was declaring against subsidy, he would just say, look, for national cohesion and whatever lie you want to tell, we're going to let this man go for now and figure out how to resolve our differences. But the fact that they even go worse shows that it's just like there's a secret file somewhere that said, look, don't open, just continue where we stop. But beyond that, I also know that there are some Igbo elites who are complicit in it, because there was a time they were having conversation about it, and they said, no, please, let's have election first. And then after the election, the devil intervened more. But the most important thing is not to even reduce it to that alone, is that there is something about the Nigerian state and the Nigerian nation and how they see Biafrans. So, and I think it came from the Biafran war. Maybe because people like us didn't participate in the war. That's the reason we feel this way. Because I was born in 1971. I cannot carry, I don't have the multi-generational costs, or conspiracy against Igbos. But I genuinely, and I've said it several times, and I'm not saying it's based on what I know. Even the Supreme Court was this shy of saying, look, this guy did nothing, he broke his bail. In fact, I told Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer that they should not reapply for bail because the Supreme Court has reinstated the bail practically from what they said. But they went and reapplied, and there's no way, and I'm saying it, there's no way Nnamdi Kanu is going to get justice from a federal high court or a court of appeal or Supreme. It's impossible, except if the state decides that, because Nnamdi Kanu is the official prisoner of whomever is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I was, so I know what it means to be, they have to go to the president every morning and report that you're still alive, or you're eating, or you are on hunger strike. So, but for at this time, he's official prisoner of the president. And anything that is official to the president doesn't like.
Welcome back, my people. This issue of Igbo being bringing presidency, this thing is turning to another. It's getting to another level now. So now Southerners now they don't come outside now say, okay, why them no one allow Igbo to rule? Although you get some Yoruba, so we say okay, them they in support of Igbo, and some Hausa, Northern people, where them they in support of Igbo to rule this nation. Now no, so okay, ever since we say this country starts, we never even though Igbo don't rule, we never see any Igbo person since when we are wise. I never see Igbo person where don't rule this nation. Some minority don't rule this nation. Some majority don't rule this nation. So the thing where we say we get to tell Una, where we say Una like good thing for this country, although we never tested them before. So we would like to test them for us to know their own this thing, for us to know whether they fit carry this country up or not. Now what we dey for? Don't be say okay, we try support one ethnic group over another. We don't support anybody. So we dey for everybody now. So we dey bear anything where we say they happen to Nigeria as a country. Any bad website they happen to Nigeria as a country, we dey against. That is why it seems we dey normally come and don't talk to. Now truth we dey for. They like support propaganda. You understand? So now we say una get joy for this country and want a better thing to happen for this country. Make una drop una own opinion where una get for inside comment section. Maybe discuss. And also if today is your first time here, please make it like our video, make it share, and make it subscribe. Thank you.